Okay, guys, part two of this C6 2008 axle nut swap. I was getting that noise, like I mentioned in part one. I'll put a link to part one below, but this is the aftermath. I basically did what Toys for Life showed us how to do, and I thank Ken. Basically, I took the old nut off. This is the old nut. Pulled the wheel. I decided to jack it up and pull the wheel so I could clean it more easily. You don't have to take the wheels off, I guess. So you can do it with the wheels on. I used 3 different jacks for safety. I stole the jacks out of my cars in the driveway, my daughter's car and my van, and I have a 3rd floor jack. So I put that under the rear of the car so I could jack up both wheels at one time. I chucked the car all the way around, make sure it didn't roll forward, etc. So safety first. Then I took the wheel off, cleaned the rust off with a wire brush on a drill and by hand. Little WD-40 to loosen everything up before I took the nut off, so I didn't have a lot of binding, tearing up the threads. And then I cleaned it up really good, and over and over. And then I used rubbing alcohol. I'm a big fan of rubbing alcohol, the High Test 91 stuff. You can get it at Walmart cheap, and it dries quick, cleans up everything, and doesn't smell, which is great after it dries. So I cleaned it all with that, and then I got these nuts online at Amazon. I'll put a link down below. And I bought the 271 red. It was the least expensive little one I could find. And again, these are my old nuts. I don't know if these are OEM or not. I almost feel like this has been done before, this job. I don't want to be pessimistic, but I don't have a lot of faith in this doing much, but I hope it does. I really do, obviously. It would be a simple fix. I'm not going to drive it for the 24 hours that it says to let the Loctite drive. No point in messing with it. So I borrowed the tools from AutoZone. I paid $200, I think, out the door for all this stuff. The torque wrench, the deep sockets. Remember, if you're going to order the 34 millimeter socket that you need for this sucker, get the deep one, because you can see how much you got to cover that axle there. So get the deep socket, 34 mil. I borrowed it all from AutoZone. You can return it on the loaner program. Just look it up and online, make sure it's at your store, and then you can call them to confirm. Mine's only a mile away, and then make sure they do it, because sometimes they kind of say, oh yeah, you can buy them new, but they're not really on loaner right now. I don't think that's the case. I think they're always on loaner, and if they have to grab a new one, they just grab a new one and put it in the loaner system. So I'll get all my money back on these tools. I think you have as much as 90 days. They're probably hoping you just never return it, and you paid for it in full, so no big deal. But that's a great deal. The only problem I'm having, I did not have a ton of confidence in that torque wrench. I don't know if it's any good or a piece of crap. It just felt too easy, and I'm not used to using a bar that long. That thing's 2 feet or so. So maybe it just made it that much easier, the leverage, or maybe it's a piece of crap, or maybe the last people abused it and it doesn't work great. But I did my best. It wouldn't be horrible to go to like a garage with a snap-on torque wrench that some guy covets and knows it's perfect and have him check it for you. But that'd be easy enough to drive in, pull the little hub thing, and then have him check it. But I don't know. I feel like I got it good and tight, but I don't have a ton of confidence in torque wrenches. I never do. Anyhow, the job's done. I'm going to let it dry up for 24 hours. It's off the jacks. I cleaned up. Oh, here's a pro tip for you. Get some rags or whatever and put it underneath this dish as you're cleaning everything. It obviously runs down. It can get on your brake rotor. I did get a touch on there. Just a couple dribbles of WD-40. I used my rubbing alcohol. I always put it in a big spray bottle and just cleaned it up with a bunch of clean paper towels and got it all off. So that was the only one I contaminated. I learned the hard way. Second time, put a rag under this dish. I wanted to clean that whole dish out good, get the rust out. So everything's good. We'll let you know what the results are tomorrow evening or the next day. Talk to you later. I appreciate any likes and subscribes. I hope it helps you guys. And thanks again for Toys for Life. Ken, thank you. Take care.